Hi. Hi, everyone. Thanks, guys, for being on. Super excited to chat about retention. And I'm going to share a few key points slash things that I do. And then Amanda, I know, will jump on also and share a few things as well. So one of the things that is obviously really part of our Plexus business and really important part of our Plexus business is retention, right? We know that every month we start off at 0 points. We go back, and keep going from there as people reorder, right? And I think one of the things that is going to be the best step or the best first step in making sure you are retaining people is from your initial conversations. So, right from the very beginning, as you're talking to them about the products, as you're talking and recommending combos, KK shared last week how she does like her sales pitch, if you will. In there, somewhere close to where you're closing the sale or finishing up or, telling people like, hey, I'll send you the cart. Right before that process, at some point, it's very, very important to mention. And one thing that I always do is I always tell people these products are not a quick fix. These products are natural plant-based products. Just like you don't expect for you to go to the gym 2 times and then get a six pack, you cannot expect these products to give you instant results as far as your health being on track. So I tell everyone Plexus has a 60-day money back guarantee. I will mention it to some people, not everyone, depends on the situation, right? I will mention about the 60 days, but I tell everyone give the products 60 to 90 days. Can you be consistent for 60 to 90 days? Can you stay on these products and see consistently the um can you consistently take the products for that time frame? And that obviously helps with your at least 3 months of retention. But right off the bat, you have to let them know about that because it's really important. Unfortunately, we live in an Amazon Prime generation. They want everything really fast, really quick. The reset will give people really great quick results, but I always let them know if you want long lasting results, you're going to need to stay on supplements past just those 3 days, right? So setting them up for that success, setting them up for that already in their mind, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to be on these products at least for 90 days, right? This coming from a girl who was ready to quit 30 days in, right? And my sponsor had to like talk me down off the ledge. I was like, I don't think they're working. I'm going to return them. And she literally was like, hey, your body is not Amazon Prime. I need you to reel it in for a second. And remember that healing, like it takes time for them to work. And I was like, okay, fine. Fine, I'll do it. Fine. And then 45 days in was when I saw my breakthrough. And now, obviously, 4.5 years later, and we're still here. So clearly, they worked and they continue to work and all that stuff. But I think retention is really, really important for in our business because that's what is going to keep the ball rolling, keep you going in the direction that you want to go. But it comes with the most important part is setting that up right from the beginning, setting those expectations right from the beginning. They're not surprised. So they're not sitting there like, oh man, I thought it was going to work in 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, 3 weeks in, and they're like, you know what? I'm done. And you're like, wait, we talked about this, right? Not to say that there are not people who will try for 3 weeks and then be like, oh, they didn't work. And you're like, you barely took them. Like, you took them like 6 times. You still have the whole bag of Slim there. You know what I mean? So there will always be people like that. And that's just people be people in. So we got to deal with it, you know? We just have to roll with the punches and go with the flow, right? But we do our best to set them up for success from the beginning by letting them know that those 60 to 90 days are going to be really, really important for them to start seeing the results that they want to see in their body. But one of the really great things that we can do from the beginning is explain to them the non-scale victories to look for, right? A lot of people are really, really set on weight and weight and weight, right? Like they're like, I'm getting on the scale every single day, and people become obsessed with it, right? It's just something that people do. I don't know. I was never like that, but unless I was tracking macros, I wasn't getting on a scale every day, and I don't get on a scale every day. So there are people that have that tendency, but you have to let them know. Again, it's all about how you present it or how you prepare them so that they're not surprised and they're not sitting there like, oh, I thought it was going to work faster, or oh, I thought it was going to work this way. But letting them know from the beginning, hey, give the product 60 to 90 days for you to see the results that you want in XYZ, right? So whatever their results are, or the results that they want, repeat it back to them, right? Even before you are, closing the sale, if you will, or getting them to enroll as a VIP, you're saying, hey, give the products time to help with your anxiety, to help with your weight loss, to help with your hormone balance, whatever their area of need is. But also tell them once they take that step, they enroll as a VIP, you've already set that expectation. The next thing to do is going to be, in order to keep that retention, is to keep them looking for the small wins and those non-scale victories, right? Those things like, how are you sleeping at night? Are you going to the bathroom every day? How are you feeling? Is your energy level up? Are you sleeping through the night? And asking those kinds of questions that don't have to do with any number on the scale or the size of their clothes or anything like that. Like those little things that they notice. So for me, and I keep thinking back to my own story, about 3 weeks in was when I noticed, I was like, hey, I feel like I got my pep back. I kind of like have more energy. I'm not like dragging through the day. I'm not waking up tired. I'm not fatigued. I like that 3 o'clock slump wasn't hitting me as hard. And I'm like, nobody told me to look out for it. I kind of noticed it on my own, but some people won't notice it on their own unless you kind of like guide them a little bit. Hey, have you noticed that you're not, right around 3 o'clock? Measure your energy. Like, how are you feeling around that normal 3 o'clock slump, right? If they're a person that has said low energy, check in with them. How are you feeling with the energy levels, et cetera, right? So looking for those non-scale victories, because people want to see small wins even before the big ones, right? And those small wins and those tiny steps will get you to where you want to go. You think about anything in life, really. What if you think about like a workout regimen, right? You start small. You start with walking 10 minutes a day. Hey, I walked 10 minutes and I didn't feel like I was dying. Let me do 15. Hey, I walked 15, I felt good. Let me do 20. And you do those small increments. Same thing with anything. If you look at your children, right? When your kids are learning to ride a bike, right? Maybe they ride like a foot before falling. Okay, we're going to try again. But those little things, yeah, you went a foot, right? On your bike. Woohoo. You celebrated. They're like, okay, I can get back on my bike and I can keep going. So it's like little things like that we have to think about when we have people who are trusting us essentially with their health and their wellness, because that is what we sell or what we share. We don't just sell like, hey, here are these cool supplements, right? But we encompass and we share deeper than that: health and wellness, people getting their energy back, people losing weight, people dropping inflammation. Like that's what, people's lives change, right? Like some people have like, just smaller testimonies or whatever you want to call them, just like low key, like, oh, I lost 20 pounds and whatever. And then other people have, like those really impactful testimonies. Like, I always think of KK's with like how she was, like literally almost like in a wheelchair. And now she's like not. I'm like, that's like, it blows my mind. It's crazy, right? But everyone starts somewhere. And I think us giving them those small wins and guiding them through those small wins is really important as well. A lot of times when we don't know, I know, for example, if y'all don't have the Boards app, it has like a customer service, not customer service. That's not what customer care. And I'm on my phone, so I can't even show you. Okay, there's an app called Boards, and they have this one board that is coming from like Tracy Fogel and some of the leaders, that she has literally scripts and like check for everything, including there's like 6 or 8 customer care check-in messages that asks open-ended questions to get people talking, right? So we can't ask questions on like, hey, are you feeling good? They're gonna be like, yeah. Okay, no, we need deeper than that. How many ounces of water are you drinking? Have you gotten into a rhythm with your products? What are you doing to make sure, are you going to the bathroom every single day, right? Um, I'm trying to think of what other questions I've asked people. How are you sleeping? Those small wins, right? You're asking them. So don't reinvent the wheel. If you're here, you probably have a sponsor who has customer care messages and scripts that they can send you, and you can send people at the 1 week mark, at the 2 week mark, etc. Aside from obviously any sort of daily communication or weekly communication you may have with them, right? People text me all the time, hey, what about XYZ? And I'll ask them, that's aside from like these just check-in touch point kind of things. But those check-ins and those touch points are going to really be really important for that retention, because then people feel cared for, they feel loved, they feel like somebody is out there asking me questions and actually cares how I'm responding to these products, right? I recently enrolled a VIP in November? No, December. And she was with someone else before who was actually under me, right? Which was fine. Like they were friends. But she has continued to tell me, like, thank you so much for constantly checking in, for really like looking into what I'm doing, asking me questions. Like she has been really moved by the fact that I like am following up with her. And that's really, really important for people. Because if you're just gonna throw a supplement in them and be like, figure it out. Hope you have a great time. See you later. Or I'll text you right before your next subscription's supposed to run so that I can get the points. If you're coming at it with that attitude, that's not the one to have. You got to go find something else to do, because this ain't it. This ain't it. If that's the type of attitude you have towards the people that are entrusting their health and their wellness really to you, and you only know the kind of customers you have. Some people are really suffering. Like I'm helping now a girl that has mold toxicity in Lyme. So I'm talking to KK constantly. Hey girl, what do I recommend for this? How do I start her on this? How do I start her on that? Because she is like literally, I have to sneeze. Oh, it went away. It's like right here. Okay, it went away. But it's that kind of thing. Like I know that me checking in with her is gonna help her see the breakthrough that she's been looking for in her health. Right. And that's so important for us to understand and recognize and really look at when we're looking at retention. Yes, it obviously benefits us. Yay, us, we get the points. Woohoo. Like, let's be real. Yay, I like the points. Okay. Pay points equals more money. Great. But that's not the reason or the bottom line or the heart motive that we have when we're looking for retention. We're looking that these people are getting the results that they've been so desperately looking for all of this time, right? Think back to you when you first started, right? And I try to do that periodically. I'm not as great at it anymore, and I got to get better at like thinking back to my mindset and where I was when I first started Plexus, and how I would like sit in my closet and cry because none of my clothes fit, and that was really upsetting to me. Because no matter what I did, it was like I was just stuck in a place where like inflammation, I had an irregular menstrual cycle, like all these things, right? And if I hadn't kept on using the products and I would have given up on day 30, like I was literally ready to do, what would have happened, right? I would have gone right back to my same cycles. I would have gone right back to the same eating habits, the same things that I was doing because I didn't find anything. But because someone talked me off the ledge and was like, hey, 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 listen, you know, was it good for her points that I ordered again? Yes, but I know that wasn't her heart motive. Her heart motive was like, hey, hey, you can see breakthrough. You got to give your body more time, right? So looking at it that way is really what's going to help with retention. Having that system where you check in with people, right? I know some people like to give like time constraints. Depending on the type of person you are. Some people just like to do it when they feel is best. Some people like to give it a schedule, right? Some people say at the 1 week, they say the 3 day, the 1 week, the 2 week, the 3 week, the 1 month, the 45 days, so several touch points, right? But one of the things that I like to do is I like to follow my people on social media. So that way they kind of like come to the forefront of my mind, if that makes sense. Or not, and like, so I see their stories and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta check in with this person, right? Not only reminds me to check in, but also then even through Instagram, hey, how you feeling? Like, are you doing good? Or if I see them doing something, like if there's, videotaping themselves eating something healthy, if they're videotaping themselves walking, if they're videotaping themselves or something, sharing a workout, I'm like, proud of you, girl. Like, way to go. Good for you. Like, get it. Like, and I'm just cheering them on in general, right? I want to cheer them on in Plexus, but you want to cheer people on in life. It shows them that you care. It shows them that you care more than just that they're paid their order and that you get their subscription to run, right? It means that you care about them as a person stepping into that health that the Lord really designed for them to live. And the way that the Lord designed us to live is not in a lifestyle of being slaves to food, being slaves to our health, being slaves to, all these diseases. Like, that's not what his original intention was, right? So when we step into that role of like, I'm like a vessel that he can use in order to help people get well, then that is where it shows, right? You People can see it. People smell it from a mile away. If you're fake, if you're just looking for their next subscription to run, like, you can smell it, you can feel it. I'm sure you've experienced it yourself that you're like, "Oh, I know why you're texting me, girl." You know what I mean? Like, I know what's coming next, right? If you order from anyone or if you do anything from anyone, right? Just people follow up with you, you're going to be like, I know why you're following up with me. This is coming, right? So just coming with a heart of, hey, I want to help, right? And aside from that, having those systems in place, like I said, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're like, I don't know anything about a customer service message, you can either reach out to me or reach out to your upline or your sponsor or your friend who brought you here, right? And say, hey, what is this customer care messages she's talking about? And I'm sure they will tell you about them. If they don't know about them, I will send it to them. But all of us in general, we have customer care messages. There's some that have like videos attached and some that are just like regular text messages. Some are really long. And if you want to condense them, you totally can. Some are short, some explain detox. So there's like different types floating around essentially that I feel like Plexus has created that works really well. And then you can tweak them and change them and make them your own voice. Send it as a voice note instead of a text. However you want to do that. Some people like checking in via email. Some people have Facebook groups where they keep all their VIPs and check in with people like that. Some people, I personally do text message to each person because I want them to feel like I'm checking in with them. Hey, I'm here to help you, right? I do have other people I'm checking in with, but I want to check in with you. How are you doing? Have you tried the pink drink? Do you like it? Et cetera, et cetera. And that customer care is really going to help with retention overall and our heart posture in helping them, not only with Plexus, but even health and wellness things related, um, is really, really important in order to get quote unquote those retention points and getting those people to continue staying on their products so they can see their breakthrough. But essentially, that's kind of what I have. So I'm gonna give it over to Amanda so she can share a little bit more, and we won't take up your whole night. So
Thank you. That was so good. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was a lot of the same things, and I'm going to reiterate too. So, it's like if you are maybe you don't have a system and maybe you're like I need to get a system, but I have customers. We have a whole back office full. I encourage people all the time. Like I've had people that fell through the cracks. I message them and I'm like, "Hey, are you being consistent with your products?" Or, "Hey, how's it going with your health journey?" And they'll say, "I haven't ordered this month because there's lots of reports that I'm sure people can tell you how to run. I'm not one of those people that can tell you how to run them. So you should ask Christy or Marielle. You should ask somebody who knows how to run these reports because I don't know." So, but sometimes people fall through the cracks, and I tell people, like, don't give up on those people and don't shy away from maybe a hard conversation of like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I should have checked in sooner," and just take responsibility for that a little bit. And it has done so much for me, like on winbacks. Honestly, I've had real winbacks from that because I've had people that were like, "Hey, as a matter of fact, I've got it unopened on my counter." And I'm like, "Great, let's open your box and use it." Now, is that going to help this month? Like for me as a business owner, no. But is it going to help their journey? Yes. Will it help them if they see the results? Absolutely. So that's like the number one thing. If you're new to this, like don't be afraid. Like someone fell through the cracks. you're going to run into people that they buy it and they don't touch it. And so when I start people up or when I enroll somebody, the first thing I say to them is, I don't want you to waste your money. Please don't order from me if you're going to spend $300 to sit it on your counter, because I'm sure your family can do something else with $300. But if you're serious, I really want you to try this product. I'm a little bit more bold in how I approach people like lately, because I'm like, I don't want your money. Like, I don't want to have to return a product for you. I don't want to have to call Plexus for you. I have too much to do. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not rude, but I just tell people, like, if you're serious about your health, I want to walk you along this journey. And if you're not there, that's okay. How can I pray for you? How can I support you? But I really want you have to place a value on what you do. You really have to learn to place a value on what you do, because if you don't, you'll get people that are kind of wishy-washy, and then you're wasting your time, they're wasting their time. And that's something that, like, the Lord's really been teaching me recently. Like, you have to place a value. I have messages, I'm not exaggerating, like 90 messages a day, like, not kidding. And so I've just learned that I check in with people, I'm trying to walk them through, but if they're like not ready, I'm pretty bold about, like, hey, are you not ready for your health journey? Because if you are, I want to know where you're at, so I can A, meet you there, B, I can be praying for you, and C, I can know, like, do you want these check-ins? You know what I mean? So I think for me, that's really been the number one thing with retention, is finding those people. It's like finding a business builder that's ready. It's the same thing. Like, you're gonna weed through a lot of people that they're like, yes, I'm ready. Listen, on January 1st, everybody's ready. By March 1st, not everybody's ready. Like, so that's something that we learn. But if you are confident in what God has done in your health journey, what your testimony is, and what you offer people, people gravitate towards that confidence. So even for people, maybe their retention fell off, I'm still showing up. And guess what? I've had people come back 6 months later that they've said, like, man, I really want to try that again, because you're still doing it 2 years later. I really want to give this thing a try. I really want to try a reset now. After they had a reset on their box, they never opened it, you know? And again, health coaching is one of the, it can be difficult, because you have to, like, one, again, you have to meet people where they are, but you have to be willing to say, like, are you ready for this? Because I don't want people to waste $300. That's the last thing that I want. So I do have some bullet points. This is just some practical tips. I'm sorry, I'm so tired I can't see straight. I have labs running through my head, orders that I have to refill. Um, so here's some practical tips to improve retention. I made some notes. Hi, Kaiser. Say hi to Kaiser. That's Kaiser. Um, so like Christy said, build relationship, not transaction. Like I cannot stress enough, comment on those people's posts, because you're building a relationship with them. We just don't want your order. We don't want your points. I mean, we do, but because we want you to have good results. So, I also try to message people back pretty quickly when they message me. Like, I've tried to get better at that. When they message me in my inbox, especially if they're new, because think of somebody that's like a newbie and a baby. You're kind of nursing them until they see the results, until they see, like, wow, I'm really getting something out of this. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, you may not see something in it. You're really trusting the process. Um, Two, like Christy said, provide ongoing education and support, like help people stay engaged, celebrate success. I love testimonies. I love them. I love them. I love them. It before and afters will build engagement. I think I built most of this business and my stories on testimonies. I literally would go in the info page, I copied and pasted, I put it in there. I seen the most in my business when I did that. And today I was like, I really need to go back to doing that, because that people need a visual of it. They really need the visual. In the beginning, I try to do a welcome call. It's gotten really difficult when you start to get more orders because especially like for me, I work full time. So it's very difficult for me to like schedule welcome calls. In the beginning it wasn't as difficult. So now what I've tried to do is I try to just send like a welcome message if I cannot get them on the call. Sometimes I think people avoid me, but it's okay. So I just tried to send like, hey, I know it's been really hard for us to get on an actual call. Here's a voice memo of like how to start it. By the way, when you start this, we have this great loyalty program called Perks, and this is how you use it. If you leave it over 100 PV, I always tell people that, let me look at the time. Okay, I have 5 minutes. I always tell people before you cancel your perks, please let me know your subscription because you will lose those. And I don't want you to lose those because that's one of the that's a loyalty program for you. And then also, like Christy said, set clear expectations and goals. I tell people this is not a magic pill. If you're looking for a magic pill, you can go to your doctor and get Adipex, lose weight, and gain it back in 6 months, and then come back for more Adipex. And we'll do this all over again, over and over and over and over. This is not one of those things. This is really about your lifestyle and healing your inflammation and healing your body and putting your body in a state of homeostasis. That's what this is really about. It's about grabbing a tribe of people that believe in working out and they believe in healthy food. Now, I have a lot of people that are on semaglutide and use this, and I think that's perfectly fine. I don't shame anybody for that. So I'm just going to say this real quick. Please don't shame people for being on a weight loss medication. Offer them a tool that they can use. Like today, I just did a quick chat for someone that's on semaglutide for weight loss. I'm like, great, that's a great tool. But I want you to know when we remove that tool, you can start to see rebound weight loss. And we have this great product called Restore that works much like GLP-1, and you can use that in your transition period. And by the way, it's only about $1,400 cheaper, FYI. So that's, I want people, I think I've seen people on teams that they like shame people for weight loss meds. I don't. I coach people that are 400 pounds. If you need semaglutide, I let's get it for you. If you're, I mean, like just helping people be realistic with their journey, where they are and not shaming them in the process. There's lots of things that we can do. We can give them a great triplex is great for energy while you're exhausted because these people don't eat on semaglutide, so that's great for your energy levels. Let's help you get your protein. Um, Follow up regularly, like she said, and address concerns quickly. Um, for your business, I want to give like two or three because I have 3 minutes. Is the reason why retention matters is because you don't want to keep throwing out a million seeds. You want to have the same customers so that you're not starting from zero every single month. That's why retention matters as a business builder. Now, it matters to the customer, and we know our hearts, so we know why it really matters. But as a business builder, if you're building something, you don't want to keep going back to the blueprint over and over and over and over. You want to have something to build on each and every month. So that's why retention matters. I have people that have used it for years. I have those random people that stop using it after a while. I just had someone that they had the worst yeast that I've ever seen. They didn't listen to anything I said. She had a horrible breakout and she's like, I quit. So then I said, great, let's transition and let's do this. I'm like, did you do that? She's like, no. I'm like, then you can go to your doctor and get a bunch of diflucan and they'll kill your yeast. I don't, and she's like, I don't want meds. I'm like, then great, let's try this. So really sticking with people for the long haul, even though sometimes they're rebellious and they don't listen and they don't care about anything you say. But if they see that you care, they will come back because what they're really attracted to is your heart. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing this? You know what I mean? Um, I didn't see the comment. So I can't read the comment because I can't read and read. Word of mouth referrals are great for your retention as well. Like as a business builder, I get tons and tons and tons and tons of word of mouth. I've had people come into my office and they're like, I just want you to like walk me through my health journey. Can you check my labs? And I want to know about this plexus. I'm like, great, let's do that. So, really retention will help you get like double bonus. If you look at any of the contests through Plexus, they're looking at what your retention is. So they give double perks. They give, in these contests, you can get points towards these contests as well, because I don't want us to just think about it as like from the standpoint of like customer service. That's the number one reason why we do it. But business owners think like business owners because you're a business owner. You have to think about it as a business. You have to transition your mind from an employee to the CEO, as my therapist would say. That's specialty to my spirit-filled therapist. But learning that so that we're on a call at 9 o'clock after Marielle just worked 312s. Didn't get home until 7, which is super late. And then I had homework to do, and I still have labs to review, and I still have charts to close, and I still have 800 things to do. But a year ago, I would have felt sorry for myself and I'd be like, you know what? I can't do this. But today, I was like, you can either feel sorry for yourself or you can show up and do it because you're a business owner now. So if I'm going to go give my employer 11 to 12 hours of my time, I'm going to give my own business this time as I try to build in the midst of my chaos, as we all have. We all have it. So we're going to end in prayer. Does anyone want to close in prayer? It was 9:50. I was told it's 9:51. I'm sorry.
You did great. I just want to respect people's time. You did great. And I will say, I can send you all the customer care system that I kind of follow. Like Christy says, I don't follow it to a T because different people it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So I can put it in our Emerald chat if you guys want to send it. I got it from Chris Dairy posted it somewhere. It might be the same Tracy Fogel one. It has videos. It's really nice. But real
And
quick,
then everybody can have boards. Like I don't know how to use it yet,
I don't know how to
but
use it
from what
yet, but it
I don't know
seems
how to
great.
use it. It does seem great. So everybody
I know
download it.
I know, for example, there's like a bunch of things you can do with it.
Mhm.
The free trial of boards only lets you have
I saw that.
one board, which is fine because whoever did the cruise contest one just made it convention contest one and added some stuff. But literally, it's just like having the notes app on your phone.
Oh,
That's how I kind of use it. I know there's like you can make like a keyboard literally so that you go and like I don't understand the full logistics of it, but essentially I use it as I have like a separate
Notes.
everything there on my phone.
mm,
But it's almost as if we would have notes.
Oh,
So
mhm.
like
okay.
I'm sure I could pull each of those out and put it in my notes of my phone. Um
I would
so
never find it in my phone then.
Yeah, mine is in my notes, and I have it like I have a Plexus folder, and then I have customer care, and then I have the whole thing.
Okay.
yeah,
That's a good
that might
idea.
that might work better than boards, but I know anyone can get access to that board's
Mm.
message thing, that
Hmm.
board. I don't know how to use it. Well, I'm sure I've heard lots of great things about it. Am I diving into it personally? No, because ain't nobody got time for
I
that.
do like what I have saved in notes because like the videos are right there, and like
Yeah, yeah.
I do like it. It has so I mean I'll send it to y'all. But does anyone have a real quick question
Oh
for
yeah.
Dear Amanda?
Questions.
Question.
Is Boards an app, a separate app?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. It is. It's an
Okay.
app, and then you can have access through a link to different boards. Essentially, that's why it's called boards. To different boards, but if you want the free version, you can only have access to one board. Um, so I
Okay.
just have access to the one that has the customer care messages. It has reach out samples. It has even graphics. It has like what to say if someone isn't sure if they want to start. It has like follow up messages. If how to follow up with a sale and what to say if you're following up with an event, and it's pretty great. Like it has a plethora of things in there, so you can even get like access to it temporarily from someone and then just
Hmm.
not download, but copy paste all those into your notes.
Hmm.
Thank
So
you.
Awesome. Well, good. And I want to do a little plug. Y'all get on those power hours this week. We created them for you guys. I'll do Central Times because it's in the middle. Tuesdays is 9 a.m. with Carrie. Carrie, did you have a question? I saw your hand pop.
Yeah, I was just curious. Rebecca has talked about using a program that she does all of her messages through and she
Mhm.
saves. Do you guys use something like that, or are you just using like Facebook Messenger and your text messages?
I just use text. I
I
try
just use
not to even
text
do
too.
Messenger. I try to like my customers, I try to just do text. And then
Same.
I am going to be transitioning to that when I have time to figure it out because it actually is a really good program. But essentially, it comes through as a text, but you can like mass text your customers, but you can insert their name.
oh, the project
It's
broadcast.
talking about Project
Yeah.
Broadcast. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of the people on there, and I think it's clean, it looks personalized. I
Yeah.
can't tell that it's coming automated. Like,
Yeah.
I do
it's
know
just
that
a
through
different number.
Project Broadcast, you can't send videos,
Oh, okay.
or I don't think you can send voice notes either. It's strictly just text,
Yeah.
And then it
I
doesn't come from
believe.
your number too, right? It comes from a different number.
Yeah. It comes
Right.
from a number they assign you,
Yeah.
which
Right.
I wouldn't mind.
True. If you have 90 text messages a day, I wouldn't want that
I'm like, I
either.
wouldn't mind. Now, they're not all Plexus related, but
Yeah.
ministry work.
Yes. Well, awesome. Well, we're all tired. So
Yep.
we will so power hours, 9 o'clock Wednesday in the morning. Wednesday has 2:30 and 7:30 with Christy, which is Central Times. 3:30 with KK on Thursdays. And y'all, Christy and KK are doing an awesome job with our social media stuff. Fridays is 12:30 with me, and Saturdays is 10 a.m. or 11 Eastern on Saturday with Amanda.
10.
10 Eastern,
Yeah.
10 Eastern. So awesome. Okay. Well,
Anyone will pray?
Amanda, you've been feisty tonight. You can pray us out with the fire.
Because I had so many people in my office that I was like, if you do not start listening. I told someone today, I said, so you're newly diagnosed diabetic. You like your eyes, you like your kidneys, you like your toes. And she's like, yep. I said, this is what we're going to do. She was like, I said, that's if you like those body parts, like I want you to keep them. I am very feisty today. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you and I praise you for this group of women, God. I thank you for these multiple teams. I thank you first and foremost for reconciliation, Jesus, to the Father, that we everything we do, may it be unto the Lord. May each and everything that each of us do be unto the Lord. God, Jesus, we just honor you tonight. We thank you. I pray over each and every one of our businesses, God, that you would just make this our best month yet, God. We pray that we would just expand our reach, that we would most of all expand the gospel that's attached to this team, God, and that we would expand the call to make America healthy again, Lord. I pray that you would help just us be a part of that remnant that would awaken the sleeping giant, Lord, especially just in your body, Lord. But we just pray right now in the mighty name of Jesus that you would just bless our words and bless our thoughts and let them be in alignment to you, that we would stay focused on the call, stay focused on the mission, Lord, that it would be about your mission and your call. Lord, I pray over each and every one of our families that you would keep us safe. I pray for wisdom upon wisdom upon wisdom for 2025 and how to navigate through this year in our health and our finances and our businesses and our family, Lord. May our yes be yes and our no be no, Lord. I just pray that you would help us with just that laser sharp vision for the year 2025 to write the vision and make it plain over our businesses, that we would expand our reach and take dominion on this earth. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.